Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, where we pull a pen from our Pinterest board and use it as inspiration to create our layout. And I am using the same one that I used for the last layout. In my head, I'm telling myself I'm flipping it over so that the solid piece is in the middle, because like I said, I was continuing the layout. And I'm going to use only two photos, these two right here, and the uh oh happy hour, it's Tim Holtz happy hour dies, one of those black doilies from Doodlebug, I believe it is, and the word discover, and that's recollections, and also the Stampin' Up one. It's old, but I wanted the knife, fork, and spoon from it. I pulled out a tray of goodies. I do not use them all. I came a lot closer last time to using all I had in the tray, but I have quite a bit left over after this one. And I'm going to put that photo a little bit on the wood grain. It would have fit in the wider part, but I thought it looked better a little bit on the wood grain. And I moved that photo over to the left because the menu is laying in her lap and you can actually read it. And I thought, well, I don't want to put any embellishments over there, so I wanted to put it far enough over. I'm pointing out there that the frame itself was too wide, that the guy there wasn't going to show, and he's only half showing it as it is, and he is just right on the edge of the frame there. And the first one I cut out wasn't salvageable. I wasn't even thinking about saving it. But the second one, after I got started, I thought, oh, I could save this and use it like a frame. So I got part of a frame there, and I'm going to just kind of fill it in with other stuff. My doily is going to be kind of like a plate laying there, but I'm going to have embellishments to the left, and then my silverware there on the right. And I did use a brushed metallic cardstock for it. For them. I used the same cardstock on all three. And I did put double-sided tape on the back. And I noticed they were a little crooked after I got done with the layout. However, when I tried to move one, of course, that doily, not dolly, that doily is just too thin. It started tearing up. So I just left them, and they will be a little bit crooked. It probably wouldn't have been that hard to replace the doily, but I hated to waste it. And so, yeah, I just went ahead and left it. They're not too bad. I am adding some seashells there, and when I was in the middle of this layout, and I'm pretty sure I was probably adding the seashells right there, I pulled my last layout out and added a couple of seashells to the cluster that was in the bottom left, and I was going to show it to y'all and forgot all about it, so it's not here to show. But just imagine it with a few more seashells. I figured seafood place, I needed a couple more seashells on there. I am saying too many words that start with an S. Yeah, my tongue is stumbling over them. Oh, here's my title, and it is Discover All Good Things, I think. Yeah, Discover All Good Things. I will get it done in a few minutes, so I don't think I finished this little cluster before I do, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Well, no, because I had a little more right at the end. This is the leftover fishnet for the last layout, and so I'm dividing it up and putting it in two spots, and that's the last of that. They are bigger than the one that comes in the collection, and I do have a couple of them left, but I do love the Studio Light die. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I am working on it. Apparently, I did not stop. I kept going, and I'm adding more to it. Um, The photos is, like I said, a continuation of the other layout of Mama's fish house, and it doesn't say beach there, but I noticed on one of the, well, I think it's several photos, but they said, you know how it tags a place in Facebook, how they tag a place and put it on there? Well, it said beach. And so that is a picture of Mama's beach, Mama's fish house, the beach one. I looked to see what the difference on the internet was between the two, and Mama's beach house is fancier, more high end, it said. And then the beach one is more casual on the beach and more open. That's why they have the fans. I know my grandson really liked this place because he talked about it several times. So I put that our favorite place on there with a geo tag, and then I wanted to. Well, I haven't done it yet. I will be doing it. I'll tell about that when I do it. But my Discover uh, title up there, I'm just going to add a little bit to it. I was going to add more. I had that. I think I laid it to the side. It was leaves like the ones that's printed on the paper. But once I got the actual Discover on there, I decided I didn't need it after all. This is the Tim Holtz, and I put that front part on the wrong side. It didn't quite fit. You got to get the right side. I cut it. It has a die to cut out the center part for your drink, but the couple of videos I watched, they just kind of had a plain Jane. But I decided to add some sequins, some ice cubes, and a couple of the sequins are seashells. And then I put glossy accents on it and let it set overnight. So I glued it on where it stayed pretty good. And I think I added glue twice more because it looked like it wasn't quite sticking as good as I liked. But it might have been because I put it the wrong side first. It might have. But I did cut out quite a few, and I made up quite a few of the drinks with the sequins and the glossy accents, just in case I need them, so they're prepared. And I am going to cover that stem up on that glass and not even think a thing about it until I'm taking the photos. And I thought, oh, I think I would have liked part of that stem to show. But it's not. It's going to be all covered up. And that little round die cut there says just chillin'. And then I'm adding the seashells, some greenery, and a little flower. See why it's covered up? I added 4 things. But I think all the drinks I made were orange and pink and shades of pink. They were all different pieces of paper, but they were really similar. By the time I got the sequins and stuff on there, you couldn't tell they were much different at all. Now, when I was doing this a couple of weeks ago, I ran across some wood veneer, and it had knife, fork, and spoon, and it had a 5-star restaurant thing and some other stuff. And I thought I could use that on there, figure out some other wood veneer I can use on the 2 pages so kind of go together. And then I thought, no, I'm going to use my dies for my knife, fork, and spoon. Well, I put them up. I must not have put them up in the same place I got them because they were not there. Yeah, I remember putting them up, but I don't remember where I put them at. So I'm making my own 5 stars. It's not as nice as the little wood veneer, and it would have gone up there by the word Discover because it was pretty small. Well, it may have gone on the frame. I might have decided to do that. Who knows? But I didn't find them, so I have my own 5-star thing there. I hope my grandson figures out why it's there. I might have to tell him. Yeah, that the reason they are there is because he gave it a 5-star review several times. He is a foodie. I mean, he likes to go try new things all the time. Oh, I finally decided to add a little flower there. it just looked kind of plain compared to everything else, you know. So I added the little flower. I didn't have much room for anything else, but yeah, I added it. And I'm going to add some white splatters. Then I decided I need something else. So I very gingerly add the other part. Well, it's rub-ons. And I am using dilutions. I think it's called white linen. And just adding it in all the little clusters because I really liked it the couple of times I've done it already. And the other side is already done. And I think I'll have 2 more pages for this restaurant. I could have 3, but I'm going to have 2. Well, I've got 3 photos left, is what I've got. Uh, oh, I wanted to add this little, right here it says happy day. I wanted to add it and I put it to the left. Then I put it to the right. And then I thought, well, I think the big problem is that I'm not liking it. It's so white behind that frame. So this was left over from the other layout. And I figured, I love the splattering part. And I figured, why hide that part behind the leaves when I could save it? So you see me fussy cut around the flower part. And I'm just going to add that part around the flower itself so it's not under the leaf and it'll all show on there. And of course, I don't want to waste any of it either. So yeah, I'm just cutting it apart. And I think I got 1 more piece to put on there and then I'll be done with it. And I went right over the top of the frame with that because that is one thing about the rub-ons. It will go over the top of things and not just have to lay flat. And I think I'll be done when I get that done. I will have anything else that I put on here. And I did go ahead to add another piece of foam tape because I noticed when I put it on there to start with that it kind of slanted downward. So I wanted it to go straight and flat. And so I added 2 pieces. Of course, that tape is very thin, which is why I like it so well. My albums are not near as thick, but they show depth and dimension. Here I thought I was going to take a break from doing the Hawaii album and just do a couple other things. However, it looked like I just took a break instead. But there's my completed layout, and it didn't print, the photo, I didn't have my camera flat enough, so if it looks kind of wonky, that's why. And this is the cluster with the plate, well, the doily as the plate. And I did fix those little antenna on there because they look so lazy there, but they're spread out now like they should be. And tiniest bit of glue behind them. And there's my geotag, and it's our favorite place. And I did put foam tape behind it on the left, so it'll go straight across there. However, I didn't remove the release paper. I left it so I would be sure and be able to move it again. And there's my happy day with my rub-on behind it. And the Discover All Good Things as my title. Because like I said, this is a companion page rather than a 2-page layout because I had a title for this one. And there's my mixed drink close up. And I just cut the orange slice or lemon slice, whatever it is, down one of the lines and tucked it onto the glass. And that's it. That's my layout. And I want to thank you all so very, very much for taking your time to join me while I created it. And I had a lot of fun doing it. Have fun with the playlist down there below. And off the board with Pineapple Papers. Bye.